Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, policeman freed of murder charge after 13-year wait for trial. After a 13-year wait for his trial, Police Constable Donald Clark was yesterday freed of a murder charge. Prosecutors conceded that, based on the evidence of the main witness, the Crown was unable to prove that the policeman was not acting in self-defense. Clark was charged with the murder of Prince Henry, who was fatally shot on December 2, 2009 in Riverton City, St. Andrew. The Director of Public Prosecutions ruled in September 2011 that Clark should be charged with murder. The main witness in his testimony in the Home Circuit Court said he could not remember the date of the incident or the details surrounding the incident. He said while he was in jail, police officers had taken him out and forced him to sign a paper. It was alleged that the deceased, the main witness, and other persons were involved in the scrapping of a stolen motor vehicle belonging to Clark. A car being driven by the deceased was later stopped by Clark. Clark had given a statement to the police that upon stopping the vehicle, the deceased and the main witness alighted from the vehicle. The deceased then pulled a firearm and fired at him. Clark said he returned the fire, the deceased ran, and was later found suffering from gunshot injuries. A firearm was recovered from the scene, and Clark's motor vehicle engine and the car parts were found in the trunk of the deceased car. King's Counsel Peter Champagny and Attorney-at-Law Samoy Campbell, who represented Clark, explained the reason for the long delay in having the case tried. They told the news today that the unavailability of the witness had resulted in the DPP entering a nolle prosequi in the matter some years ago, pending the availability of the witness. They said when the witness was subsequently located, the case was brought back before the court. Issues. Operations at the St. Catherine Parish Court and the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court have been disrupted, arising from separate security issues. Both buildings have been evacuated by police and the fire personnel who mounted cordons. Court sittings have been impacted. In St. Catherine, buildings surrounding the courthouse, including the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, were also evacuated, and the roadways closed and the traffic diverted. Although it is not in our culture, you cannot ignore it. This is just crazy, said a litigant. This is the third such security issue at the St. Catherine Parish Court since the start of the year. Meanwhile, over at the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court, the police's bomb squad were combing through the building, employees told the news. "I'll know, I'm not sure what happened. We just heard there was a bomb threat and everybody ran out," one court employee reported. "We were just kind of ushered out of the building," one top attorney revealed. Men arrested after being caught breaking into car at a tax office. Police investigators are analyzing an access device that was reportedly confiscated from two men who were allegedly caught breaking into a car at the Content Spring tax office in St. Andrew, sources have disclosed. Detectives believe the device is used to program keys for a car stealing ring. The two men were arrested by the St. Andrew North Police as part of an initiative to clamp down on a surge in motor vehicle theft across the division. Several efforts are being made to analyze this device so as to proffer additional charges against them, a source told the news on Wednesday. A total of 141 cars valued at $196.1 million were reported stolen across the St. Andrew North Police Division between January 1 and October 30 this year, according to the latest police data. 19 of those vehicles, with a total value of $30 million, were recovered. According to police data, 90% of motor vehicle theft across the division occurred on Saturdays and Sundays between midnight and 6 a.m. Some 62% of the vehicles stolen had anti-theft devices installed. Popular Toyota brands such as Mark X, Probox, Voxy, Axio, Wish, and the Fielder are among those frequently targeted. Investigators believe they are stolen, scrapped, and the parts sold to legitimate and illegitimate auto parts dealers. The proceeds from the sale are used to fund the criminal gangs, investigators say. Protest erupts in Homestead, Spanish Town, over fatal shooting by security forces. Upset residents of Bobby Lane in Homestead, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, this morning mounted fiery roadblocks to protest the fatal shooting of a community member by the security forces. Dead is 48-year-old Vernon Campbell, who was shot and killed during an alleged confrontation last night. While residents declined to go on the record, many whispers of discontent were heard, with some labeling the police action as wicked. According to an official police report, a joint military police team was patrolling Bobby Lane around 9:30 p.m. when they encountered Campbell among a group of men acting suspiciously. Officers approached the group, and during a reported tussle, Campbell allegedly pulled a gun and fired at the security forces. The officers returned the fire, hitting Campbell, who was later pronounced dead at hospital while undergoing treatment. As tensions rise, a strong police presence remains in the area to clear the roadblocks and restore order. State of emergency declared for sections of St. Andrew. A state of public emergency has been declared for the St. Andrew South Police Division and the sections of the St. Andrew Central Police Division. The Office of the Prime Minister said the move follows a significant increase in violent criminal activities within these areas, particularly in communities such as Waltham Park Road, Maxfield Avenue, and Waterhouse. These locations have been identified as hotspots for gang-related warfare, which poses public safety risk to residents as well as to commuters and bystanders, given their use of public thoroughfares, a release from the OPM said. This assessment indicates that the current level of violence and criminal activity in these communities is extensive and exceeds the capacity of standard police measures to effectively stabilize the affected communities and restore public order, it continued. The boundaries of the state of public emergency are defined as follows. East, starting at the foot of Red Hills at the intersection of Perkins Boulevard, Malines Road and Red Hills Road, extending in a southeasterly direction along Malines Road to its intersection with Hagley Park Road and Eastwood Park Road, continuing in a westerly direction along Hagley Park Road to the intersection with O'Mara Road, and then on to Chisholm Avenue to the point of intersection with Maxfield Avenue. South, extending in a southwesterly direction from the intersection of Chisholm Avenue and Maxfield Avenue along Maxfield Avenue onto East Avenue to the coastal line in the vicinity of Petrojam, and extending along the said coastal line in the vicinity of the Kingston Container Terminal to the Portmore Causeway Bridge. West, continuing in a northwesterly direction from the Portmore Causeway Bridge along the Fresher River and the shared parish border of St. Andrew and St. Catherine to the west of Riverton, and extending to the vicinity of the westernmost end of Belvedere Road to Ferry Secondary Road. North, extending in an easterly direction along Belvedere Road to Ferry Road to the foot of Red Hills at the intersection of Perkins Boulevard, Malines Road and Red Hills Road, the start point. Kingston man sentenced to more than 30 years on firearm charges. A Kingston man was sentenced to more than 30 years in prison Wednesday after he was found guilty of firearm charges in the gun court. The man, 26-year-old Dennis Baker, otherwise called Ramon, of Sly Pen Road, was sentenced by High Court Judge Justice Cal's Wilshire. Baker was found guilty of being in possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition for an incident which occurred on Friday, April 7, 2023, along Sly Pen Road. Baker was sentenced to 16 years and 5 months for being in possession of a prohibited weapon and another 16 years and 5 months for unauthorized possession of ammunition. The sentences are to run concurrently, and Baker is to serve 15 years before parole. Allegations are that around 4:15 a.m., police received information that a man traveling on a motorcycle had just opened gunfire in the Hannatown community. While the police were on patrol along Sly Pen Road, a man fitting the description was seen on a motorcycle. The officers pursued the man, and he was thereafter accosted and a Glock pistol retrieved from him. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.